Good morning, students. Welcome to e-learning program. Myself, Sunil Ekar from HAL English Medium School, Ozar Township, Ozar. Now, students, today we are going to learn the 13th chapter of history, that is fulfillment of struggle for independence. Okay, now we will start this lesson. India became independent, but the struggle for independence was not yet over. There were many princely states in India. These princely states had the right to either merge with India or remain independent. Therefore, the Congress dream of undivided India remained incomplete. Due to independent princely states, India was going to be fragmented into many parts. The Portuguese and French powers had not withdrawn their control over the same part of India, but the country solved these problems very firmly. This chapter will deal with the information on it. Okay. Now there were more than 600 princely states in India at the time of independence. Now these princely states had the right to merge with India or Pakistan or remain independent. And due to this dream of Congress of undivided India remained incomplete. There was emergence of the Prajamandals because of influence of the non-cooperation movement in princely states. Now, integration of the princely states in India. There were more than 600 small and big princely states in India. Due to the influence of non-cooperation movement, there was beginning of political awakening among the princely states. Prajamandals came to be formed in the princely states. Prajamandal means people's organization that worked for the interest of the people in the princely states and for securing political rights for them. In 1927, such Prajamandals came together and formed an All India States People's Conference. Due to it, the movement in princely states got an impetus. After the independence of India, the then Home Minister Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel very diplomatically found out the way of merging the princely states in India. He took the rulers of the princely states into confidence and prepared an instrument of accession acceptable to all. Sardar Patel convinced the princely rulers the benefit of merging into India. The rulers gave good response to his appeal, and all the princely states merged into India except the state of Junagadh, Hyderabad, and Kashmir. Sardar Patel took a firm stand and solved the issue of merger of princely states. Okay, now we will see the what is in the integration of princely states. Okay, now you can see the picture of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. The contribution of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel is very great at that time. Formation of Prajamandal was people's organization which worked for the interest of people in the princely states and securing political rights for them, just we have seen. And in 1927, many Prajamandals came together and formed All India States People's Conference. And this gave an impetus to the democratic movement in the princely states. Now you can see the picture of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and what is the contribution of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. We can see here the issue of merger of princely states was tackled with great statesmanship by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. He took the rulers into confidence and convinced them how it was in their interest to merge with India. Okay. Then he prepared an instrument of accession which was acceptable to all the rulers. Thereby, the princely states handled then the princely states handled over foreign affairs, defense, transport, and communication to the government of India and retained the remaining subject. And so all the princely states except Junagadh, Hyderabad, and Kashmir merged with India. Okay, now merging of Junagadh. Junagadh was a princely state in Saurashtra. The people there wanted to be merged with India, but the Nawab of Junagadh was thinking of joining Pakistan. The people strongly opposed his decision and the Nawab left for Pakistan. Later, in February 1948, Junagadh got merged into India. Now you can see here the Nawab of Junagadh in Saurashtra wanted to merge with Pakistan, and there, whereas the people wanted to merge in India, it means the opposition between people and Nawab was there. The Nawab fled the Pakistan after the strong protested of people. He ran away to the Pakistan. Then the Junagadh was merged with India in February 1948. Now the next point is there the Hyderabad Mukti Sangram. Hyderabad was the largest princely state in India. It included Telugu, Kannada, and Marathi speaking regions. There was autocratic rule of the Nizam over these provinces. There was absence of civil and political rights. To secure these rights, the people formed organizations such as Andhra Pradesh in the Telangana region, Maharashtra Parishad in Marathwada region, then Karnataka, Parished in the Karnataka region. In 1938, Swami Ramanand Tirtha formed the Hyderabad State Congress. The Nizam banned this organization. A struggle began for getting recognition to Hyderabad State Congress and democratic rights. This struggle was led by militant fighter Swami Ramanand Tirtha. He was assisted by Narayan Reddy and Siraj ul Hasan Trimiji, P.V. Narasimha Rao, and Govind Bhai Shroff were the faithful followers of Swamiji. And in July 1947, Hyderabad State Congress passed a resolution for merger of Hyderabad states in India. Then the Nizam, however, took an anti-India stand. He started making movements for merging to Hyderabad states with Pakistan. To reject the demand of people Hyderabad to be merged with India, Kazim Rizvi, an associate of the Nizam, formed an organization known as Razakar. Kazim Rizvi has his associates not only oppressed the Hindus but also the Muslim who supported the democratic movement. Due to it, there was inflammation of public opinion. The government of India tried to negotiate patiently with the Nizam, but he refused to respond. At last, the India government started the police action against the Nizam on 13 September 1948. It was symbolically named as Operation Polo. Finally, the Nizam surrendered on 17 September 1948 and the state of Hyderabad was merged with India. The struggle of people in the princely state became successful. There was significant contribution of Arya Samaj in this movement. Now just we have seen this the Hyderabad Mukti Sangram. Especially Hyderabad was the largest princely state which was ruled autocratically by the Nizam. Just we have seen. The state of Hyderabad included Telugu, Kannada, and Marathi speaking regions. There was a sense of civil political rights. For securing these rights, people formed organizations like Andhra Pradesh in Telangana region, Maharashtra Parishad in Marathwada region, then Karnataka Parishad in the Karnataka region. Okay, now especially we have seen here the picture of Swami Ramananda Tirtha, and his contribution is the greatest contribution in that Hyderabad Mukti Sangram is there. Especially Hyderabad State Congress was formed in 1938 by Swami Ramanand Tirtha. He was associated by Narayan Reddy and Siraj ul Hasan Trimiji. Ban was imposed by Nizam on Hyderabad States Congress. Okay, now the struggle was get the Hyderabad States Congress recognized and to secure democratic rights for the people. And then Hyderabad States Congress passed a resolution in July 1947 demanding the merger of Hyderabad States with India. However, Nizam wanted to merge Hyderabad with Pakistan. Okay, now the atrocities of Razakars. Then Kazim Rizvi, an associate of the Nizam, formed Razakar organization to reject the demand of people of Hyderabad merge with India. Then Kazim Rizvi and the associates of oppressed Hindus as well as Muslims who supported the democratic movement. And due to this, there was inflammation of public opinion. Then just we have seen the polo here is there. Okay, Operation Polo we can see here, just we have seen here. Okay, now the government of India tried to patiently negotiate with the Nizam, and the negotiation with the Nizam did not materialize. The Indian government started police action against him on 13 September 1948. It was named as Operation Polo. The Nizam surrendered on 17 September 1948 and the state of Hyderabad was merged with India. Okay, now the next point is that the contribution of Marathwada in struggle for liberation of Hyderabad. Okay, in this struggle, Swami Ramanand Tirtha, then Govind Bhai Shroff, Anant Bhalerao, Ashatai Wagmare, Manikchand Pahade, etc. made a valuable contribution. Through the movement of Vande Mataram, students participated in struggle for liberation of Hyderabad similarly. In this struggle, Ved Prakash, Sanya, Shamlal, Govind Pansare, Bahirji Shinde, Sridhar Vartak, Janardhan Mama, Saib Ullah Khan, etc. Embraced martyrdom. Their sacrifice proved to be inspirational to the Indians. Thus, we can understand that the leaders and the people in Marathwada had a lion's share in the struggle for liberation of Hyderabad. 17th September is celebrated as Marathwada Mukti Din in Marathwada to commemorate the struggle for liberation of Hyderabad. Marathwada was not included in Free India of 15th August 1947. After the inspiration struggle of people, the region was included in independent in India in 1948. Okay, now the contribution of Marathwada, just we have seen here this point. Okay, the valuable contribution were made by Govind Bhai Shroff, Ashatai Bagmare, and other prominent leaders in the struggle for liberation of Hyderabad states. Through Vande Mataram movement, the students participated in large numbers. Then Govind Pansare, Bahirji Shinde, and others embraced martyrdom. 17th September is celebrated as Marathwada Mukti Din to commemorate the struggle for liberation of Hyderabad. After the struggle of these people, Marathwada region was included in independent India in 1947. Okay. Now the next point is there the problem of Kashmir. Hari Singh, the ruler of states of Kashmir, had decided to remain independent. Pakistan had intended to secure the merger of Kashmir with Pakistan. Due to this, Pakistan started putting pressure on Hari Singh. At the instigation of Pakistan, armed intruders attacked Kashmir in October 1947. At that time, Hari Singh signed the instrument of accession with India. In this manner, after merging into India, India army was sent for the defense of Kashmir. Then the army won back a major portion of Kashmir for the possession of intruders, but some part of it remained in the possession of Pakistan. Now Hari Singh, the ruler of Kashmir, just we have seen, decided to remain independent. But Pakistan was keen on merger of Kashmir with Pakistan. Pakistan put pressure on Hari Singh and instigated the armed intruders to invade Kashmir on October 1947. Hari Singh signed the instrument of accession with India. Then the India army won back major portion of Kashmir, but the part of Kashmir remained with Pakistan. Okay, now the next point is there, that is the merger of French colonies. Even after the independence of India, the region of Chandranagar, Puducherry, Karaikal, Mahe and Yanam were in the possession of the French. The Indian natives there were eager to get merged with India. The Indian government demanded that these territories, being a part of India, should be handed over to it. In 1949, the French held a plebiscite in Chandranagar. The people voted for India. Chandranagar was handed over to India. Thereafter, France handed over the rest of the territories to the government of India. Now Chandranagar, then Puducherry, then Karaikal, Mahe and Yanam were in the French colonies in India. The native people were keen to merge in India, but the French handed over Chandranagar after the plebiscite in 1949. The French subsequently handed over the rest of the colonies to the government of India. Okay, now then the next point is that the struggle for liberation of Goa. Portugal denied to hand over the territories under its possession to the India. Indians had to struggle for securing these territories. In this struggle, Dr. T.B. Kunha was in the forefront. He worked for bring about an awakening of the people against the Portuguese government, which the objective of building struggle against the Portuguese. He established the Goa Congress. Sorry. It was minimized that. The struggle for revolution we have seen here. Okay, now extremely sorry. Struggle for liberation Goa. Portuguese denied to hand over the territories under its possession to India. Indians had to struggle for securing these territories. In this struggle, Dr. T.B. Kunha was in the forefront. He worked to bring about an awakening of these people against the Portuguese government with the objective of building struggle against the Portuguese. He established the Goa Congress. Okay, committee. Later in 1945, Dr. Kunha founded the organization Goa Youth League in Mumbai. In 1946, he went to Goa and violated the ban on public speech. For this, he was sentenced to 8 years of imprisonment in 1946. Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia started the Satyagraha for liberation of Goa. Violating the ban, he delivered a public speech at Madgaon in Goa. For this, the Portuguese government deported him. During the same period, the Azad Gomantak Dal was founded to liberate Portuguese colonies of Dadra and Nagar Haveli in Gujarat. On 2nd August 1954, youths of Azad Gomantak Dal by making an armed attack liberated the territories of Dadra and Nagar Haveli from Portuguese rule. Vishwanath Lavande, Rajabhau Wakankar, Sudhir Phadke, Nana Sahib Karjekar, Kazrekar, and others took part in this attack. In 1954, Goa Mukti Samiti was formed. The Samiti sent many batches of satyagrahis from Maharashtra to Goa. N.G. Gore, Senapati Bapat, Peter Alves, then Mahadev Shastri Joshi and his wife Sudhatai and many others participated in the Satyagraha. Mohan Ranade was an aggressive leader in this struggle for liberation of Goa. The Portuguese rulers committed unlimited tyranny and atrocities on the satyagrahis. Due to this, the public opinion became more infuriated. The struggle for liberation of Goa took up a fierce form. The struggle for liberation of Goa took up fierce form. The Indian government was patiently holding negotiations with the Portuguese government, but they did not respond. At the end, the Indian government unwillingly took the decision of using military force. In December 1961, the Indian army entered Goa. In a short period of time, the Portuguese army surrendered. On 19 December 1961, Goa was liberated from Portuguese dominion. Imperialism was completely rooted out from the Indian soil. India's freedom struggle was truly fulfilled. Now, just we have seen this point is there, that is Goa struggle for liberation of Goa. Okay. Now, Portugal declined to hand over the territories to India. Dr. T.B. Kunna was in the forefront of struggle. He worked to bring about awakening against Portuguese government. In order to fight against the Portuguese, T.B. Kunna founded the Goa Congress Committee, then founded Goa Youth League. In 1945 at Mumbai, he went to Goa in spite of ban and was sentenced to 8 years of jail. Now you can see here the picture of Dr. T.B. Kunna. A very great sacrifice is there. The great devotion is there. Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia was deported as he violated the ban on public meeting in Goa at Madgaon. Azad Gomantak Dal liberated Dadra and Nagar Haveli in Gujarat from the Portuguese rule on 2nd August 1954 by carrying out an armed attack. Now just we have read here, okay. Then in this moment, Vishwanath Lavande, Rajabhau Wakankar, Sudhir Phadke, Nana Sahib Kazrekar and others took an active part. Then Goa Mukti Samiti they founded here, okay. Now you can see here the Goa Mukti Samiti was formed in 1954. Many batches of satyagrahis were sent from Maharashtra to Goa. N.G. Gore, Senapati Bapat, Peter Alvars, then Mahadev Shastri, Joshi and his wife Sudhatai and many others participated in this satyagraha. The Portuguese rulers subjected satyagrahis to atrocities which infuriated the public opinion in India. Mohan Ranade was an aggressive leader in the struggle for liberation of Goa. Then liberation of Goa negotiation between the government of India and the Portuguese did not succeed. Then military action by the government of India was launched to liberate Goa in December 1961. And the Portuguese army surrendered in the short period of, and Goa was liberated on 19 December 1961. And it put an end to imperialism on the Indian soil and culminated India's freedom struggle. Just we have seen here this lesson, completed this lesson in this way of. Now exercises is given here. Now just we have to write question and answers in your homework notebook. Okay, now I think you can understand this lesson very well. Just read it carefully and try to understand it. Okay, thank you very much.